When I was young, my mother was my entire world. She was my best friend, my home, the only thing I knew. My dad had a lot of anger, and they would fight a lot. She told me not to tell anyone, so I didn't. Until one day, he killed her, and my entire world crumbled. I went to live with my aunt and uncle in a home that had no love and no happiness. They emotionally and physically abused me. Life was unbearably hard and painful. I would think about killing myself. That night, I would pray that I could just close my eyes and not open them again. Until one day, I left their house, and life got better. But I still felt deep disconnection with myself. I struggled to feel any real love or happiness. This is the story of how, through yoga and meditation, I was able to love myself and love life again. I miss you, Mom. I miss you a lot. Not just when I'm sad and I want you to take me in your arms, but also when I'm happy, when I'm in love. I wish I could just share it with you. I wish I could just feel this joy and look in your eyes and know that you feel that joy too. There's so much that we could have shared together. So much laughter that could have been had. So many beautiful memories that we could have made. My dad had a lot of anger inside and a lot of anxiety. At one point he was having really bad panic attacks. He was taking a lot of pills for it, and he couldn't really go anywhere. Like when we would go to visit our family for Christmas, he couldn't come because he couldn't ride in the car for that long. He just at some point there was so much anger and so much intense energy inside of him that it was like he couldn't deal with being himself anymore. One day I remember I was riding with my mom in the car and she said yeah, your dad, he put his hands on me and he choked me. And she told me not to tell anyone. And you just do what you're told, you don't tell anyone. She didn't really want to be with my dad, but she felt like I needed a father. Rachel needs a father. She needs her father. My mom put up with so much. If I could talk to her now, I would just tell her, like, you're so beautiful. You have so much love. You deserve somebody who really sees your light, who really honors you. You deserve so much more. At one point he left for some weeks. I just saw how much my mom was struggling, and I was just like, let's leave. Like, let's go, Mom. We can do this. Like, I want you to be happy. I just want to be with you. We don't need him. And I tried to convince her to go so we could move where her family was. And she was just like, really? Are you sure? Like, I could feel that she was really open to the idea, but she needed it to come from me. So, yeah, Mom, let's go, let's go. One morning, my dad came to my bedroom and woke me up before school. And it was really weird because my mom was the one who would always come and wake me up and help me get ready for school and take care of me. But this morning he woke me up. He picked me up and he carried me down the stairs. He brought me into the living room and he told me, last night your mom and I had a fight, and then she left. She went for a run and she never came back. I don't know where she is. The police came and picked us up and brought us over to the station. We waited there all day. And then at some point, a police officer came over to us. He came up to me. He looked me in the eyes and he said, "We found your mom's body. She's dead." That morning, two people were going for a walk when they discovered her body had been dumped in a field on the side of the highway. She was wearing her jogging outfit. And I didn't react. I didn't feel anything. I didn't cry. Didn't really feel like I was even in my body. That moment I just felt like I was hiding behind a piece of glass. The whole world was happening around me, but I wasn't a part of it anymore. My dad's mom was there. And I remember I just went to her. She took me in her arms. The only thing I said was, I hope whoever killed her dies. I had no idea who killed her at first. Nobody was telling me anything. The same day I went to go stay with my aunt and uncle, my mom's sister, out in the countryside. One night, my uncle tentatively, gently, told me that my dad had been arrested for the death of my mom. And for that first year or so, my aunt and uncle were quite nice. I obeyed them. It didn't feel like I had any freedom there, or that it was really my home. If I left my book on the kitchen table, within 20 minutes it would be back inside my room. It's just like, stay inside your room. I wasn't allowed to put my feet up on the couch, and God forbid I tried to lay down on the couch. If I felt sick, I had to go in my room. And one night there was a party happening. I really wanted to go. And I asked them for their permission to go, and they said no. I was using the computer, and I was frustrated. So instead of logging out of the computer, I just pressed the main button. And that pissed them off so much that when I got up to leave the room, my uncle pushed me up against the wall and choked me. It constantly felt like I was walking on eggshells. Constantly felt like I had to watch every single action I did, every move I made, every word I said was going to be analyzed and then thrown back at me to show me that I wasn't good enough. One night she came into my room and I was crying, and I showed her my pillow and I said, look at all these tear stains on my pillow. This is where I cry myself to sleep every single night. Just crying in my bed with a sea of tissue paper around my bed. I said, look, I'm so sad. And she turned around and she went over to my wall and she just started banging her fists as hard as she could against my wall and just screaming. As much as I hated her so much, but I also loved her so much, and I just wanted her to love me. I begged her to love me. I really felt worthless. I really felt like nobody cared at all. Didn't feel like anybody loved me at all. Nobody understood. Just so much sadness. So much sadness. Just this great big emptiness in my heart. It's like, what's the point of being alive? It just sucks. It just hurts. Just cry myself to sleep every night, wishing that somebody would just accept me, wishing that somebody would just love me. I really felt like maybe I didn't deserve it. Really couldn't understand why nobody loved me. So I started to just hate myself. Just hated being alive. And I would just wonder, if I killed myself, like, would anybody even notice? What would my family react with? Would they be sad? Would they care? Probably not. They probably wouldn't care. And I would sit up at night and I would think about it. Should I take some pills? Should I slit my wrist? Should I jump off of something? Finally, at the age of 16, after 7 years of living in that house, I got the support of some people to help me leave the house. And my home situation became a lot better. but still I felt a deep sense of disconnection within myself. It didn't feel like I was living in my body. I couldn't really feel anything. There was just this vague sense of depression and sadness, and this feeling of emptiness. I couldn't really feel any genuine joy or love. I couldn't really connect with people. I didn't feel like I was living authentically. I always wore a mask. I felt a very deep sense of guilt. As if everything I did was somehow wrong. This feeling of shame. Constant judging and criticizing myself. I felt like I couldn't ever relax. I still felt this constant need to achieve and make myself better in order to feel accepted. I felt like there was something I needed to do in order to fix myself. I would jump from one thing to the next. I would never just sit still and be in presence with myself. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't relax. I couldn't be with myself. The most profound shift started to happen when I started meditating. And I learned that yoga wasn't just about these postures with the body, but it was actually a way of living life. This aspiration for finding a deeper meaning, a deeper truth to existence. I went into a period of solitude retreats where I was just practicing meditation and yoga for a very long time. And the most amazing thing happened through this practice. I felt myself so clearly inside my body and just felt myself so real, so alive, and so here. And it was just this connection with this essence of myself, with my spirit. I really felt myself. It was like I was meeting myself for the first time, and it was so beautiful. I've been here now for the last 2 years. And I can honestly say that I'm grateful for all of the pain and all of the struggle and that whole story and everything that brought me to this point in my life. In the past 2 years of going deeper into the teachings of Free Diet, practicing this meditation on the heart, practicing the Hatha Yoga here, I experienced an incredible change within my being. Incredible openness, a shift in consciousness,